Hello Blender folks, welcome back to this Pxy-STREAM. Bem-vindos pessoal, aqui é Pxy-STREAM e this is a double language multilingual live stream. Okay, we are going to start it. Clothes, making fantasy clothes. Aqui é uma live bilíngue ou multilíngue e nós vamos começar a gente vai fazer essas roupas de fantasia medieval. Essas aqui são para um universo paralelo de ficção científica, parallel universe of science fiction clothes, these ones though, so we need to do with the same character, right? So I can reuse the same character for making the fantasy clothes, which are in this case are slightly similar to this, but there are some difference. Yeah, different. It's a different set. São indumentária um pouco parecida com essa, mas tem diferenças, então acho que as cores vão ser diferentes também, então eu preciso fazer isso. Não vou reutilizar essas, eu vou fazer do zero em cima desse modelo. So to start that, first let me get, so this is a pose I'm doing for something else, it doesn't matter. Let's reset. I have saved this as an animation. Can't I reset physics somehow? Apparently not. So, of course I know. Não dá para resetar a física aqui? Sim, claro que sim. It's animation tab. It is wiggle to add-on. Esse aqui é o add-on de wiggle bones que ficam que é gratuito e ele é bem poderoso. Só que ele lagava, dava um problema de performance com a malha que eu estou usando, apesar de ser low poly, estava dando problema. Eu achava que era meu computador, sim, em parte é o meu computador, que não é muito forte, mas é muito poderoso, mas era só simplify o subdivision surface modifier. So yes, what I was saying in Portuguese is that it was lagging the physics because of this. I can make a quick demonstration here. See, it's very easy to pose, but as soon as I get, let me get the bones, physics bones, yes. As soon as I enable the physics, why is not enabled the physics though? It looks like they are disable everywhere. Let's check. So, tem alguma coisa que eu tenho que verificar aqui. Porque é por causa do bake, ok. Porque para fazer essa animação eu tive que criar bake. Então, wiggle froze after bake. This will restore the, ok. So, if you see here, você vê aqui quando eu faço animação em tempo real, não é animação em tempo real, mas quando eu faço pose em tempo real, a física acompanha perfeitamente. But as soon as I get, no entanto, tão logo eu vou chegar aqui e reativar o Subdivision Surface Modifier, ele está inclusive só no nível 1, então, e aqui qualidade 1, a default padrão aqui é 3, mas vamos deixar em 1 e você vai ver a diferença que isso faz. You'll see the difference, even though it's just one everything, it will have a huge impact for the performance of real-time posing. And so animating in these conditions is impossible. Well, it's possible, but it's a nightmare, so no. Then if I just disable the simplify, which is this, that will simplify everything, right? Now check the difference. Now now the subdivision surface modifiers are working everywhere, but they all have this thing of one. So look at this lag, look at this delay. This is atrocious. And so this is just because, of course, if I reduce here, it's already reduced. If I turn it off, of course there are still subdivision surface modifier on the clothes, but those are for some reason they don't affect so much as the one of the body, but they're still, it's a little better now. But the best thing for making those poses is actually to, at least on my computer, at least on the model that I've made, apparently there is a huge performance hindering because of certain modifiers, notably subdivision source modifier I could find. So, então, para usar o Wiggle Bones add-on, que só para lembrar, isso é físicas na armação, é física direto na armadura. So it's physics directly to bones and the armature on the rig. We need to add on, you get it some site there, easy to find. There's a Blender forums place, it's a long discussion, but I shouldn't be showing, it's not even the topic, but yeah, Wiggle 2. Remember, this is one add-on that must be installed from the py file, the Python file, and not from the zip file, otherwise it won't install. Aqui esse add-on, no caso, é desses raros que tem que instalar pelo, não por meio do zip, do arquivo zip, mas por meio não por meio disso, mas por meio must install from the py, esse arquivo .py. So that will install the add-on. And to avoid this lag for real time, right? It's I was really annoyed because of that. I had no solution. There was no enough information. Although I didn't ask everywhere, I didn't ask the developer himself of the add-on, but where it is? Here, render, simplify. Yeah. So this will simplify. Isso vai simplificar all the subdivision surface modifiers, max subdivision. So isso aqui vai limitar a 0. So at least for the viewport. For render, that is different. Para renderização, claro que eu vou querer normal, mas aí eu até tiro isso. Mas para fazer animação, aí no mínimo para fazer animação eu tenho que ter isso aqui on. Aí vai funcionar. Aí eu posso fazer animação com essa responsividade, with this responsiveness. I can do 3D animation pretty well. So this is a game changer. So be aware of object modifiers or stuff like that, and notably subdivision surface modifier, especially if you don't have a super hyper powerful computer, like it's my case. But this holds graphic cards, so it's AMD. So okay. So in the clothes we are gonna make, the fantasy clothes, there will be physics. The clothes are nearly the same. So there will be a skirt, there will be a cloak, there would be the hair still maintained. So the character design is the same, the model is the same, I won't change anything. Maybe I make a version different of this glaive. So we'll have to play with some, maybe there's some minute physics in some part of the clothes here, I'm not sure. Então, vai ter física, simulações nessas roupas de fantasia medieval, mas vai ser praticamente a mesma coisa. Vai ser aqui na saia, vai ser a capa e vai ter talvez algumas coisas aqui, eu vou ver. E não dá pra ver agora porque eu não tenho elas desenhadas no computador, mas é um pouco parecido com o que está no thumbnail da live e eu vou desenhá-los aqui em 2D. So I don't have them draw here, so I'll have to do that, right? So now that I've preset this, I can also reset physics, whatever, doesn't matter. So we can hide the armature, we can hide this panel, and I'm trying to, I can't get rid of this. Oh, there we go, alright. It snapped here. Alright. Então, agora o que eu preciso fazer tem uma iluminação estranha ali, mas eu acho que isso é por causa que eu tô no modo... Não, tô no modo EV. Tem alguma coisa que tá corrompendo essas faces. There's something strange about these faces right here. Alright, I'll try to ignore this, but I've just not realized that I've lost some mesh here, material. Oh, I see. This was part of the skin texture. Alright, so... É que fazia parte da textura da pele. Por isso que quando eu estava refazendo a textura da pele, eu acabei sobrepondo. E aí eu perdi essa lipstick. So let's leave this material right there. But there are still some odd things there. Am I using the... Oh, I see why. Tá aqui porque tem uma... It was weirdly smooth. It was okay for the lip, but not for that particular part here. Não estava errado para o lábio superior, mas estava errado para essa parte. Maybe I could use even proportional editing. Talvez se usar proportional editing seria mais seguro. Well, just redistributing these faces here. Minor change won't do much. Problem? Yeah, they do. So, no entanto, não resolveu ainda essas estranha iluminação. Anyways, what about the... Okay, okay, that's it. Now, no simplify, no problem. I just need the simplify for the 3D animation process because of those wiggle bone physics and the condition I have to them. Eu só preciso lidar com isso por causa da animação 3D e dos wiggle bones, as simulações de física da armação. Não é o caso agora para modelar essas indumentários, então vai dar para resolver tudo aqui. So basically I'll have though to make some adjustments here on the base mesh because I've lost some texture where matte cap. So yeah, I'll have to find out. Yeah, I have to fix quickly something about the texture because the skin. Yeah. Tem que fazer uma pequena correção aqui antes de começar. So mesh, I can... Wait, why did I lose the filter? Never... Ok. Eu perdi o filtro do display ali, é fundamental pro... Eu sempre uso esse filtro aqui. Disable in viewport, ok? So mesh... No, not mesh. It's the... Not the body, the hair. The hair will help to, and the cloth. Yes, so I just need to work on the texture paint here because there are some... Yeah, so if I... Okay, so it's about the shader editor for the material of the skin. I have changed that, but we gotta fix that. It was an ongoing process for the... Okay, so I need to take this off. Why this is like that? we don't use the gloves shader anymore. We don't, yeah, não precisa desse porque as mãos estavam divididas. So something is happening that I need. Here we go. All right, except that was, wait, this is fixed. Eu pensei que eu tinha estragado essa textura da underwear, das roupas íntimas, mas apparently the underwear are correct now on this thing. So all right, so that's what I something budged here. So what I need here is just to make sure that those textures are correct. So I'm gonna let's see, Alt F here, Alt F, I don't remember which, Alt Shift, I've lost the, wait, it does look like that I had some process that went back in time, while others, I can't understand this. This is Blender. What is happening to the Blender version? Why I cannot see my edit, render file window, show status bar, right? Okay, it's a Blender 4.0.2. This is the current version. All right, so I'm gonna save here. We're starting to work different stuff. LM, and so this will not represent any change to the change shortcut texture. I was trying to automate those things, right? So if we go on the materials here, then we go on here, there's this button, assign shortcut. Yeah, apparently, so Alt Shift F, that swaps this, and here, more annoyingly, I don't know, I lost the default. There is a shortcut, but it's not working. So we're gonna just redo it. Change shortcut Alt F, but we must go there. So also I have data here for this painting. I find texture painting really confusing in Blender. Grease pens, all that. Things are everywhere. I just can't get my mind over it. From other softwares to the software, it's just too many information, hard to map oneself. I find, to be fair, I find UV wrapping easier. Para ser sincero, eu até acho que fazer UV unwrapping, a abertura lá dos mapas UV, é mais fácil que fazer essas coisas de grease pencil, as configurações de textura e coisa de até do grease pencil, que é parecido, as brushes, né? Então, aqui eu tenho uma paleta de coisa aqui. Essas tonalidades aqui vão ajudar um pouco. Alright, so I'm just trying to find out if everything is correct. And last time, what was destroying my my stuff was that I was having that, cylinder thing that crossed the mesh and paint on the opposite side. Eu estava tendo aquele problema de que estava sendo pintado tudo, atravessava a malha e pintava do outro lado, e eu simplesmente não consigo mais encontrar essa opção ou algo parecido. So, affect alpha, maybe. Os nomes são diferentes, aparentemente. Mix, radius, texture, skin, stencil, cavity. I'm looking more carefully here. Maybe. Well, we have this. This could help. A gente tem isso aqui pode ajudar. Aqui são. No. So, let's make a brutal test here. Vou fazer teste absurdo aqui. Aparentemente isso pintou. Não pintou do outro lado. Ok, alright, so we can. Aqui a simetria tá ok. Okay, this is right, but okay, it's not on the belly, so and not on the back, so that is good. So I don't know what happened, folks, last time. So I have what I need here to start working. So maybe there's little thing here. There's something that looks like a seam. Yeah, it looks like a seam, but maybe I can fix that. Parece ter uma divisão aqui. Talvez se eu pintar em cima disso, não sei se vai resolver. So let's try out. Apparently this is resilient. It must be some. It's a mesh thing. Maybe it doesn't matter what I do here. So anyway, let's just blur this out. We can adjust the details of all this later, so this is not a problem right now. Isso não é o que a gente precisa fazer, só os detalhes. Então aparentemente as coisas estão funcionando direito, e dá para direto aqui ir para modelar essa indumentária. Alright, so what I need here, I don't need more of this stuff. At least we find out some important stuff to organize our project. Alright, so I always lack space currently for the chat. It doesn't develop the way I want, and also I cannot. Yeah, it's very annoying stuff. It was already super annoying to find a Windows 11 app that I have to install from the internet that would hold a chat. Oh, I can do that. Great. This is new technique. Yes. So okay, folks, we're going to yeah, but this now is in front of thing. Yeah, there's I don't know where to put this chat, but if I don't have it, it just, yeah, if I don't have the chat, then whenever I receive some message, I will not be able to interact. Okay, let's try this. Vamos tentar isso aqui dessa vez. E screencast. Let's start with the yeah, also the hair can be back. Vamos colocar o cabelo de volta na cena. And now we can to show you the problem, right? It's in the description. It's in the description at the top. So what is the big problem here? Is that this is the rest position of my model. Essa é a rest position, a posição, como traduzir esse termo do Blender? Rest position, não é a rest pose, não é a pose principal da personagem no pose mode. So it's not the rest pose. This is the rest pose. No, this is the rest pose. Essa é a pose de descanso. Então no pose mode, e essa aqui é a rest position. This is the rest position, this is the rest pose. Essa aqui é a posição de descanso, pose de descanso. So basically this character was rigged like that in terms of course, actually the first time I modeled it, I modeled the T-pose. Claro que no começo eu fiz assim, e depois eu transformei essa pose assim. Then I've changed I started as a T-pose in terms of modeling, then after I had the armature, I swapped to that rest position permanently. Depois eu criei a armação para animação, e aí eu converti isso para isso. Então você vê o model sheet que eu tenho, the model sheet that I have for this character is I could reconvert, eu poderia desconverter, né, voltar para essa posição se igualar a essa, e aí estaria tudo regular. Yeah, I could remake this, like change this to be back onto this, so they will be equal, então elas ficariam iguais, but that is very difficult, that's complicated, é complicado fazer essas mudanças, então especially when you have a lot of bones everywhere and clothes, é difícil fazer isso porque aí tu tem que aplicar essas mudanças para todo objeto, é um porre. Não vale a pena, só se é o único jeito, né? Então the problem here now is that I need to draw the clothes. So you see my model sheet, they are, então se vê até o meu model sheet original, ele era em T-pose. So you see that my model sheet original one they are in T-pose. So that means that when I started modeling the character for the first time, this is true, I started from this and then I reverted that to that rest position that we are seeing now. Worse for regularity in the rig, so I don't recommend this without a guide. It complicates a lot of things for rigging characters, but it has advantages, yeah, rig deform advantages, at least for the fingers. Yeah, this for the fingers you can do, it helps. It's the easiest thing. All the rest is usually complicated to handle. Então, eu não recomendo fazer isso, a não ser que tu tiver um guia, porque isso cria, apesar de que pro rig de deformação, os artefatos e tudo mais, essas poses alternativas, posições iniciais alternativas, elas mudam como o algoritmo funciona. Na verdade, não é que muda, simplesmente muda a condição inicial do algoritmo. Então, a condição inicial da malha que rotaciona, por exemplo, nessa perna. Então, isso vai ajudar as deformações a evitar que as deformações aconteçam mais cedo ou mais tarde. Depende. Então, dá para dizer, eu quero que as deformações sejam melhores nessa situação. Então, tu fazendo uma pose assim, a pose fica melhor, menos artefatos aqui, mas depois, quando a perna desdobra, aí vai ter mais artefatos do outro lado. É tudo uma questão do arco, onde é que tu vai favorecer. Então, se aqui tu favorece, aqui eu estou favorecendo um monte quando os braços estão para cima, mas não estou favorecendo em nada, pelo contrário, estou desfavorecendo quando o braço desce. Aí vai criar um monte de artefatos nessa região, mas é mais fácil às vezes resolver essa posição, eu acho, do braço para baixo do que do braço para cima, porque essa região aqui... ok, essa região aqui às vezes é super difícil de irrigar. Alright, so now the challenge is that I don't have a T-pose for the rest position and the mesh usually for the clothes. Well, I want to model that. I need to create a 2D model sheet for the clothes, and I'm not gonna make a 2D model sheet like that, right? Well, we could, It will be a bit bizarre. Okay. That means that I'll have to make... I'm thinking here. Yeah, this will be bad. But the side position will not be too bad. The arms are still more or less straightened. It is feasible for some limbs. What if I decided to make a model sheet from this position? That would be a bit ridiculous, right? But okay, just thinking about some ideas. Is it plausible to... I want details here. Então, eu estou pensando se realmente eu não poderia, nesse caso, fazer um model sheet nessa posição mesmo, aqui. Até daria certo, mas o mais difícil seria essa parte aqui. There is another alternative, but I've never tried that, and we can try this. So I can actually model something from a position like that, then it will return to that. But this could be very complicated. I should try that. Maybe that works. So if that works, that's a good idea. If otherwise, terrible idea. I use the technique for corrections here. That has been working. But I don't know from scratch. Like it will be the case, like creating a whole new mesh clothes from scratch. Então a técnica que eu conheço aqui que dá para usar para, por exemplo, eu tenho um model sheet e a perna aqui quando volta nessa, ela não está adequada. Então tem um jeito, uma técnica de fazer isso que consiste em ligar-se on cage and on edit mode, on cage and edit mode. So we enable this, then we go to the armature. We need to get back here. Where are the tools? Where is the bone manager? All right, so isn't it pinned? It unpinned. All right, so it needs to be pinned. I want only to show not physics, the control, right? So what I need here is that I can note that I can now, with this, I can edit the mesh on that pose. Nota agora que eu posso editar a malha da perna, de qualquer lugar da perna, mesmo na posição de descanso. Não, nessa pose. Ainda que a posição de descanso seja essa, eu consigo mexer na malha. I can move the here too, but this is complicated, you see, there's change there. Eu consigo aqui, mas o melhor mesmo é aqui, porque aí eu controlo a malha direto daqui. E aí o que acontece, but this is better because I have better control on the mesh from here. So what I'm doing here is that I'm readapting the mesh to the model sheet, the 2D model sheet on a T-pose, but this will have consequence later for the rest position. So this was changed, but I didn't see this changing in real time. What I see changing in real time is here. So this is a bit risky because as we make changes from here, we don't know, maybe this looks good here in the end, but then we don't know for sure what we did here. So there could be bad surprises. So this is dangerous, but it can work. Same here, if I work something here that make it looks good, then when we go back there, we might have changed something that is not good for this pose. Então, é um pouco assim, aqui quando eu faço edições com isso, nessa pose, por exemplo, podia ser uma outra pose qualquer, não precisa ser essa. Could be on any pose. Quando eu faço a edição numa pose assim, com essas opções, voltar para a pose principal, para T-pose, quando eu faço coisas, mexo coisas aqui, eu não sei exatamente o que eu estou mexendo lá. Eu não vejo aqui. Eu não vejo em tempo real o que está acontecendo aqui e vice-versa. Se eu editar por aqui, de repente fica bom aqui, mas aqui pode não ficar legal. Só que aqui que está o meu model sheet, né? Então é um pouco complicado. Então eu tenho que, só que como o meu model sheet está aqui, então eu vou dar preferência às modificações daqui. É óbvio que é mais complicado porque essas aqui elas já estão sendo modificadas pelo rig. Of course it's complicated because this pose is already being changed by the rig. So they are already deformed, transformed in many ways that I'm just correcting, let's say somewhat correcting, but maybe those corrections could be made elsewhere by bones or shape keys or whatever. So maybe I'm messing up the mesh instead of correcting. Então o problema é que também às vezes tem umas deformidades aqui que podem estar sendo causadas por outras coisas. Os ossos, constraints, restrições e shape keys até. E de repente eu estou achando que eu estou corrigindo algo aqui, na verdade não, eu estou estragando. Então aqui aparentemente isso está correto. Então a malha original está correta, mas a resultante aqui nessa pose parece que tem algumas deformações ruins. Então eu nem sei por que isso está assim agora, por exemplo. Eu acho que são esses ossos aqui. Então talvez se eu mexer isso aqui eu vou estar estragando o original. Mas talvez um pouquinho não seja problemático. Talvez ajude essa pose sem prejudicar tanto aquela outra coisa. Vamos ver, né? A gente vai ver logo. So here I'm not sure, so we're gonna maybe small tiny adjustments here won't mess up too much the original. Yeah, apparently it messed up the original in some way, but we can maybe, let's use proportional editing here. It's too small. Então, what's the great advantage of this? There's really, I don't think there's a great advantage besides the fact that we're having an eccentric pose, which is less regular. But aqui é claro. But that, yeah. I mean, if I find some method that this works well enough, then this can be very useful for rigging because it facilitates certain poses. Bem, não tem sim grandes vantagens, exceto pelo que isso facilita as deformações dos artefatos e enfim, então não é uma coisa recomendável sem. Okay, so the ideal here, that horrible deform that we're seeing there, was just, yeah, probably it's those bones. I know it's those bones. It's stuff here that I didn't complete, and it's barely okay, right? So we need to go now for the clothes, right? So this technique, all right? So this technique is something that perhaps I can create clothes like that. It's crazy, but maybe that works. Who knows? Like I create the clothes in a T-pose, so they like here, and then they will return to here. wait, but how can I, the problem is that, can I model clothes? This is mind-bugging. Será que eu consigo modelar a roupa aqui nessas coisas? Como é que o Blender vai saber que ela tem que voltar para lá? It's wave painting, right? É coisa de wave painting. Aparentemente dá para fazer um transfer wave localizado. Então, se a perna está assim, ele vai usar, se os bonds estão aqui, ele vai usar os bonds aqui para a roupa. Então, talvez isso, eu tenho noção de que é assim que funciona. Pode estar enganado. Na prática, sempre achei isso confuso, então não sei ao certo. So, maybe I know how this could operate. So, when I create the waves, I can transfer waves from the mesh to the armature, right? The deformed bones of the thigh, for example, these bones of the legs, right? They will be transferred away from this rest pose, the T-pose, to the clothes that I model right here, right? With this armature deformed stuff, right? When the clothes which don't exist yet, right? This time. So I'll create clothes which don't exist yet with armature modifier. I'll turn that on, and when I go to wave paint, the clothes, these for leggings, for example, I'll create them here, and then I'll wave paint, transferring waves from armature mesh to clothes, the cloth that I'm making the leggings here, and then this will bring back the leggings to here, maybe with some chaotic results, but then the important thing is that the leggings will be here. I could model directly here too with duplicates, and that will probably be the easiest way, right? But we are experimenting a little, so let's see how that will go. And after, we will try different approach for each piece of cloak. So to start with, let's just make this model shit at once, right, folks? Então, eu vou usar diferentes técnicas para abordagens, para encontrar o que poderia ser mais fácil para resolver isso. Para cada peça de roupa eu vou tentar umas coisas diferentes, ou o que for parecer mais acessível. Então agora vamos direto para criar finalmente essas peças de indumentário. Então, e aí vocês vão ver como é que elas se aparecem aqui. So, this will be like, since we're talking about the leggings, let's start with the leggings. So, hold on. The fantasy clothes is just one. Fantasy clothes front. Então aqui é a roupas de fantasia visão frontal. Então eu vou reduzir isso aqui. Não, vou reduzir isso aqui. Vou reduzir esse aqui e eu vou voltar para cá. Bom, aí pode ficar atrás dessas anotações. E eu vou criar aqui uma outra cor, talvez. Fez algo errado. Did I just delete annotations? Yeah, with some controls. Okay, so fantasy clothes front. All right. So this would be so reduce thickness. That color would be something that will know easily to differentiate, right, from the rest. So maybe here I want to lock those things. This was defiltered for some reason, so okay, locked. Agora não posso. all right. Ok, agora eu não consigo selecionar mais nada aqui, tá certo. Ok, so for a moment I thought that it was bugged. And we're gonna model this front. So how does it look like? So that will be something like that. Oh, this is too. Apparently this pixel affects every single one, right? So this color is a bit too weak. Let's reinforce it. I'm not seeing it very well. Hope you, yeah, let's use something like that. This is clearer. Is that like that? Alright, so apparently I don't, so long I don't even remind myself very well how was this character design. I think it's something like that, right? And except that this doesn't exist. Okay, then this continues. So this is just leggings. So they are skin tight, and here could be some, yeah, don't know. Then they will go down until the boots. So we also have boots here. They would be ending by about, let's see, so the ankle joint somewhere here will be some. So this is already the boots, so the ankle, then it goes approximately somewhere like here, I think. Then here it goes, it's sort of tall, this part. Maybe it's taller. And then, yeah, it's not too different from the boots she's wearing right now. But maybe those are slightly taller than that. So, and it's high heels, so maybe this will tend to go up, but we don't have, I don't have now a system for that, so this is a bit obscure right now. So I'm not sure how I'll handle that. I know how to make the high heels. I've already did it, but right now it's a system I have to revise. So, and then there would be something like here, which is not clear in the character design. It's like a double, like something about the boots that comes out here. And the other side is not really required, but since we are here, let's. Tem alguma coisa aqui que tá no desenho que eu nunca pensei direito o que seria. Tipo uma meia, uma dupla bota, uma outra parte que. E aqui como é salto alto, essa bota provavelmente aqui essa parte da junta ficaria mais alta porque o calcanhar fica elevado. Só que como esse sistema não está pronto no rig, já teve pronto uma vez, então eu vou precisar refazer. Então agora eu não vou estar muito preocupado com essa bota e com essas coisas. Então vou fazer uma coisa temporária e ver como é que eu vou adaptar depois, porque sim, é perfeitamente adaptável, só que pode ser um pouco complicado. And here, so the rest is like it's a shiny coat, sort of leather stuff, or more coat stuff, right? So that should be it's really weird because I was used to draw this like by heart, and now that I'm in front of the computer, the table just, I don't seem to remember how this thing was. So é estranho porque eu desenhava isso de memória facilmente, agora do nada eu não tô mais sabendo qual que era a forma desses detalhes. Acho que era algo assim. Okay, so maybe it's a bit too high because there will be the skirt, and according to my character design there's a belt here. Okay, the nostril maybe should be more elevated, and I put it in a, it's badly designed in terms of, yeah, the height of the nostril may be a bit incorrect here, but okay. Acho que a altura do umbigo está um pouco errado aqui. Eu tive tentando acertar várias vezes em relação a outros modelos X, mas acho que vai dar certo aqui. Então esse cinto aqui que eu vou fazer um pouco, talvez fique um pouco complicado, mas eu vou tentar resolver o melhor possível. So apparently, so there is somewhat, I don't see very well now. I'm trying to remember how it was. Okay, so I remember. Okay, so that's sort of crossing stuff, but then yeah, it's like a crossing, but yeah, this will be a problem for 3D. I can change that. So it's like, this is not optimal, right, folks? But let's try to not complicate too much for now. Those details I can develop in 3D. Basicamente eu não lembro agora qual era a forma disso, então eu vou tentar não complicar muito e tentar, vamos dizer assim, esculpir essas formas depois, desenhar elas no 3D, porque a ideia é fazer uma coisa aqui relativamente interessante, só que eu não tô lembrando agora, e desenhar aqui é muito chato, não tem precisão nenhuma. Bom, alguma precisão tem, mas não é como no papel de jeito algum. Okay, so I lack precision here according to the and it's annoying. So here there's this pointy part of this skirt, and so it's a double skirt somewhat, and here apparently there is some, yeah, this part is darkened and something like that. This part is a bit different color material than that. The skirt seems too short. This part is much bigger. This is the problem with the nostril. This belt maybe should be higher, or perhaps this should go, yeah, let's after I get the shapes right, it's easier to rememorize what I did priorly, so that's why it's okay to erase everything, like I can redraw relatively fast, so that's why yeah, so this maybe is better. And then maybe all this structure here, I need to push them down, so we get better. So this maybe it's more diagonal like that. And I don't know if there's the last one, but yeah, so if there is, it's very tiny, so that will be like that. This is sharp bold line, but this means nothing, just it's difficult to erase this. If I were to do it again, let's try here, 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 I have some character design from other clothes, I think. Yes, I was looking at the other, okay. This was the sci-fi clothes, but we're not using that, not even as we're trying to make everything from. So the other part, so now it differs from whatever I had before. So this is, so the idea is that this, I'm not sure exactly where it matches, but it has this motion here, and the nostril actually should be someone here, so maybe there's something very wrong with the character. So I'm marking this just as a reference. So here there's a part here which is so there will be some curve here, then this has a split here, not a split, there's a, tem essa área que é tipo o mesmo material que isso aqui, que é, também é mais, né, couro ou algo assim, tipo same model, sabe? I'm not gonna paint it. Isso aqui é pouquinho mais escuro também, this is a little darker. The belt, I think there is a split in the middle. I need to try to, I just noticed that. Oh, there is something here on the belt, I see. So it's like it can have an interior part that is darkened, although it's a bit too it's to be narrower, not as bold as that, so it's narrow, but it needs to have something here, and then that part which is darkened in the middle. That, I think I can understand that. Acho que assim dá para entender, and pelo menos eu vou lembrar o que significa, and that's good enough. So here, this part, I have some doubts in the character design in 2D, so basically there will be some, so this is a thing that will be similar to what we find in the belt, but the belt is not being very we're not being very lucky with the belt. So the idea here, now the pose will be a bit complicated, but this, according to what this should do, this is bizarre like now, but the idea would be that this would be somewhat elastic. Maybe I can fix this with some feature here that I've never thought mechanically. So that will be the most elastic part, while this is more rigid. Or maybe the part that is elastic, it goes not that far, it's just like here. Then this is like that. This is not the best pose to showcast this thing, but it's like maybe this is less. So that part here is, I think it's darker and has no ornaments in principle, and that part will have some sort of ornament like that and like that. So it's like here's somewhat of a crystal, so here we don't need to bother the other side to be equal, just whatever. Just intuitively I don't care. So here maybe this is too, yeah, in the model sheet this should be closer to the torso, so it's like the torso is of this character is super high, but if this thing goes super high then, oh, I see, so there is perhaps the breast here. Maybe I'm confusing because this maybe should be higher, so yeah, so this thing could be probably here instead, then so there will be pushing up that. Usually it's not push up to that distance, but it can, yeah, it should be able to do so. And so here this shape, I'm not sure it exists, but I think it makes sense. Then of course on the side view we'll have to work on that. So these things I'm not sure if they will exist, but I'll make a line just in case. So this will make like a bra thing, but this is cloth, everything here, not the same cloth that is here, I guess, but maybe, yeah, maybe. So just in case, let's build up like that. And then there is more. She has then a cloak, which also it's a little, so I never designed fully also, so there will be something that has some sort of color here, and then this is a bit like superheroine things, like skin tight and with some variation, some parts that perhaps could, I don't know, so maybe here some color thing, I'm not sure, but whatever. So this will be darker, maybe there's some subdivision here, maybe this is go up even. It's not good from the front view, but when we see the neck from other visions, that other angles, then we'll realize that this might be relevant. Here we can have some details maybe, but it's not clear yet. And here perhaps we can have something also, some other detail. Not sure how this ends up, but that's creating some stuff here for interest. So yeah, and then maybe here we can have some double thing, I'm not sure. Yeah, that could be interesting. So it covers the, and then for the cloak, this cloak is, maybe it's broader, it's, so let's say it does that, and it has then this, yeah, it might be yeah, I don't know the details here for the rest, so something like that. And so that part would be dark, and that's it for now. So yeah, so there are these are accessory to the hair should be the same. Then finally the gloves, so it will be, let's see, something like that. So there's interesting orientation, not too much different from what she has, but then she has perhaps for this, okay, the thumb is on a different place. Yeah, this will be complicated, it's too small, and yeah, so basically here will be a metal part, this will be a, under the metal there would be some, or metal or a harder part, there would be some leather part that will extend in the beginning of the fingers, and then I think that will be the fingers final. So I'm not gonna do much on this part here. Provided I get the idea what that is, that's good enough. So I'm not even bothered with the other side. So that would be the fantasy clothes for that character, all that I need to make the fantasy version. I've made this on a T-pose, so how can that help? So there would be, to start with, two strategies that I'll consider that could be valid here. The strategy one, which is the simplest one, of course, not of course, but yeah, the simpler strategy would be to duplicate the mesh of the character. So I need again these selections, things selectable. Let's go for the mesh, and then for the boots I can probably reuse the boots because they already exist, although there are problems to it regarding the high heels. Oh, there's the side. Okay, I forgot. Is that really necessary? Yeah, it would be good, but that will take too much time. That will be the correct thing to do. But I think that if I can manage, yeah, maybe I can do that later. Let's try to make the, yeah, for example, this side part can be complicated, but I can visualize, it's not so difficult. That part we can also make in 3D and find out how, yeah, everything we can adapt, so from what I have in memory. So it's not very clean character model sheet, right? There are projects that go much better, but for me model sheet is like very difficult for some strange reason. So let's accept these results and let's try to work from it. So one thing that can start with, as I said, was the boots, because the boots, if I get them here, they are yeah, they are quite similar. Okay, the fantasy boots are a bit higher, so this has high heels, as you see. Apparently this is not reset properly. Something there is not reset properly. I wonder what it is, but it shouldn't pose a problem right now. I'm gonna find how to fix that later. So I need like another two folders here, like maybe here I make fantasy, close fantasy, and so I'm gonna, whatever I create, I'll put new, I'll put them there. Yeah, I could create a folder for this, but this will render them more difficult to access. No, that's not. Clothes sci-fi, so let's make this. So should I use different colors for this, to special colors maybe? Why not? Okay, so all this, let's bring to sci-fi, and then we need to get the boots. Let's start with the boots, it's at the bottom. So Shift D, I call this, yeah, fantasy boots. And let's can I move this? M, move to mesh, cloth fantasy. Alright, so except that now we are going to Okay, let's hide these ones. No. Okay, let's make this unselectable. Let's get, so I assume I'm on, okay, let me assume on these ones. So this, now we are gonna use this technique, because when I go here, you see, they are there. So if I were to edit them here, it's perfectly possible, if I consider that the character can return. Okay, we'll need to use the rest position to check that. Okay, we now are rest position for the armatures for everything, right? So cannot pose. I could model right from here, but the fantasy boots and make improvements, but like it's perfectly feasible, but that's annoying, right? So what we do in this case is, okay, select the armature, pose position. So I want to model them from here. Unfortunately, armature, yeah. Okay, so don't need this for the pose, so because we enter on edit mode, but this is still on object mode basically, so it doesn't go back to here. So this is sometimes advantage, sometimes disadvantage. I like the twist of the boot here, but this is not the correct pose, I think. Something is happening there, it's annoying me. I need to find out, sorry folks. What could that be? Probably something that was not, yeah, no, never mind, not gonna mess with this right now. So first, for some reason I cannot select. Oh, I'm on pose mode. Okay, I don't need to check this. Let's get this, and so let's not forget that this pose is the pose for the boots while they are suffering deforms. And here there's another inconvenience, that I should report this to Blender. Yes, I should report this to Blender, that you see, because the vertex is here on the rest position, the true vertex is there, but I'm editing here, and I look what happens. I cannot see what my how to call this thing is, the gizmo, right? So it's very inefficient. It's it should be fixed. So we're gonna change all the colors of this, maybe even some shapes. We're gonna compare. There are an extra shape here also, so apparently we'll have to perhaps extrude this. Let's hide everything else here. For a moment. Alright, so let's bring this up. Alright, is there any interior vertex on that? Yeah, there's some stuff there that shouldn't be. So also we want to push this up, right? All these shapes to proportional editing. then we augment the, even though we don't see. um, oh, I'm making it smaller, that's another problem. So now it's moving everything, still moving everything. When will it make it different? Okay, it seems to be, I am with proportional editing, so why? There you go, you see the difference. Okay, something like that should work. So we're gonna bring this, and yeah, proportional editing somewhere like here. Let's set this height here, and as we can see, this doesn't need to be, let's make some cleanup here, that was too much. Probably we need that, so there's a seam there. I'm gonna turn this off for a moment. So all the behaviors become a bit bizarre through this on-cage thing, right? So this is, in part, this is normal, expected to happen, but sometimes it could be, I think there are behaviors like what I'm showing here that could be improved. So here let's use proportional editing again, but let's reduce the amount of influence, so at least I won't affect, oh no, I'm still affected, so no, let's not use that. Let's just select a massive amount of vertices. So let's see, on the fantasy there's not this kind of shape, so it sort of would go directly, yeah, I cannot use this anyhow. So let's do this expansion here, although it's not perfect, it will be with some handicap. Let's turn this off. We can still build that, so that's fine. Here I'm not using proportional editing, at least smoothing. Smoothing also is complicated, so everything becomes complicated unless what about this? Yeah. That's it. This is crazy, but it works. Let's set it for the proportional editing. Proportional editing on. There. Yeah, but okay, this is very stupid, but that works. I need to show them this stuff so they can do some improvement on that particular feature. At least I can see now what is happening. So for this part of the boot, let's bring this. There's some, okay, there are bad position interpenetrating there. Smooth. The way I've done this is a bit bizarre, but the boots, I mean, in general. But it's low poly and it sort of works for the overall shape, or it is working. Maybe I find something problematic certain ongoing process, but for now this is a solution that I think it's good. I think it's interesting enough. It's not like we're gonna look into the details of the boot too much. So here maybe I need some subdivision. Let's maybe smooth this out, smooth this out. We want this to be also expand this because it looks like it's not centralized, so the tube, so it needs some, yeah, it's very displaced, at least from that pose. So this can be, yeah, it could be the resulting of the deforms too. So this is another problem of using this approach. I'm not getting the proper maybe I should just get the first this edge ring here and try to get like interpenetrated inside, and that's it. Then it can go like that or like that. So yeah, but it's still not perfect. Sometimes, yeah, this is not perfect because there are problems here of centralization and height. So I can perhaps get some reference here. Oh, the cursor doesn't accept. So instead, now the active element, it doesn't know. It only knows this. So this means that if I were to use the famous technique here, GZ0, GZ1. No, maybe it's not that it finds it. Let's see. SZ0. No, this seems to be working. SZ0. So okay, so it could be worse, but no, actually some stuff are, even though it points there, yeah, so this is evidence that something is really wrong with this thing, that it could, maybe it could have double pointers, right? So one to the original, like a ghost thing, that, okay, this is not the active thing, the real active thing is what you are working on here, right? So then if I hide this, is there anything else there? No, apparently that's just that. So this, I'm concerned, let's probably get these ones and Alt S, get them outside and a little behind. We want, of course, to change this color here. So this will be perhaps leather, all right? Right. And so cloth this, this is called, I have some bad, uninteresting materials here that I need to revise. So no, coat, no, it's cloth, maybe that's just good enough. Yeah, for now. Then this part, I don't know, it requires this, so we can go leather. And what is this? What about this face loop? No, this face loop is goes all around, so leather and I just centralize that. Alt S. We can play with the shapes here, maybe that's cool. Alt S. No, not this one. So here we, now this is dangerous, so let's get this and Alt S. Alt S. Not sure, but let's just get this tilt here and something that isn't finished here. Why can't I select these loops? Not sure. So there's just this inner part that I'm not sure what I do about it, so for these boots I will leave like, now this is ugly, so let's get this as a and so my idea for some of the cloth things would be to have okay, so let's do this, and even though this is not very nice material wise, that it's what's matter for me, because I can probably play with this, so I don't want to do this with texture. Why not mark the limits of stuff with mesh geometry, mesh topology, right? So this is the my idea now, an idea I had already from the start somewhat, but that so I need to perhaps mark sharp some stuff because of this. Yeah, there's some stuff there that are maybe something will be missed. Okay, then Control E, mark sharp. There could be other solutions, but this could be fine, and let's try to protrude those things. Like extrude them. No, this was not the selection. This is the selection. Yeah, this makes more sense, and also this is too this is being too close to the, so let's make them, yeah, let's make this part move up so they, and same here, this part seems to be too protruding, so I'm gonna, no, but not like that, so it's more about this, yeah, and also let's try to, yeah, move this out, same here, like they are puffy, they don't need to be like that. So now I want these things to be pushed to the center. And we can probably smooth out. Now, why the material doesn't respawn? Sometimes these things do, or I badly clicked. Oh, it's faces. Alright. Alright, so probably the materials, I should create special materials for all that, right? So here is also like special who's gonna see this anyway? Yeah, it sounds wrong. So here this, let's go for some metal, and that, why does it need to correspond to something else? So metal, those seams are useless because they are related to when this was texture based, and now we don't need them anymore. So just this okay, so let's try to align those things in a somewhat organic way. Don't need to be full alignment aligned. Okay, this is dangerous because it moves the upper part. We can probably, no, this is also dangerous, so let's pick this and try to, yeah, this, it's better. Let's see if it is matching. Okay, it's a bit bigger, bit taller, slightly taller, but that seems to be working. So for now, not gonna, well, we could get this, why don't have this sharp already, and that too. Oh, I have a lot of stuff there going on, right? Those how do you call it, I think I'm gonna do them and start to work just with sharp. For now it's easier, for at least for these ones, after I make up my mind. This is item transforms crease 0. Alright, so let's get here the sharp. sharp for this part. Mark sharp. Anything else from this? We could have here too, could be nice. Mark sharp from vertices. Okay, there's some thing here that doesn't seem quite right. Doesn't seem aligned. It doesn't need to be perfect, but it was a bit too, yeah, it still is. Like, why this is tilted in this way, right? And here we have problems with some manipulations, and here I can probably get this aligned with the S0. No, but without this there, so they get this. Not sure if I should do this with that. Yeah, maybe not. So here let's just do some individual movements, since we are struggling to get good alignments here. And as much as it was very annoying, we sort of succeeded for one pair of boots. Let's play the soundtrack again. Let's save us. Yeah, there's a lot of tiny issues to fix, but at least now I can say that this I still don't know what it is. It started, yeah. Let's see. It's not wave painted. Oh no, it is wave painted because we have the, yeah. So if I go back now, I don't need this stuff. So if we return to the rest position, we shouldn't be seeing any interpenetrations here. Yeah, the boots is easier to avoid interpenetration than, for example, skin tight cloths like leggings. So this is why I've decided to make the underwear texture based, even though they might never appear in 3D animation. But skin tight can be very complicated sometimes. So here, to my experience, so right there's, why not? Sure, but then I would need two texture image, right? Sure, I can make some parts of the clothes, the fantasy clothes, as a part of the texture, right? That will be wise. I'll have to make a different image texture, but let's play the soundtrack. No, let's try the skin tight again. Wait, I have never even started the soundtrack, folks. E também eu não estava falando português. Alright, foi mal, galera. É meu hábito de... principalmente, não é meu hábito, porque essas live streams, a maioria dos casos eu fiz em inglês, sempre fiz em inglês e só agora eu resolvi tentar incluir essa coisa bilíngue, porque é mais interessante, mais integrativo. Yeah, so I was even forgetting to talk in Portuguese, so apologize for the folks that were expecting this in the beginning. For many minutes I just forgot, totally forgot. So, então, pelo menos agora, isso levou um tempão para fazer, mas parece estar mais ou menos resolvido. Ainda não entendo por que tem essa diferença, mas deve ser só um problema de simetria. Agora eu não sei se eu devo simetrizar de lá para cá ou de cá para lá. Acho que esse aqui tá melhor, né? E é o lado esquerdo que eu tenho, é o que eu tenho trabalhado. Então, provavelmente isso é coisa de... Vamos ver. Não tem mais nada ali, então basicamente é... Eu não andei mexendo em nada aqui. Talvez seja coisa daqui, então. Vamos ver se vai ser esse caso aqui. Não, continua. Tô vendo alguma coisa aqui. Esse osso tá... Ok, era só um reset. Um reset mal feito. Deve ter sido da animação que eu fiz. Exato. Veio o arquivo da animação. This was from an animation action that I did right before, and I enabled this. So maybe I moved the deform bone of the foot toes while there was a controller. So I did enable some of this layer just to change a bone, and I move it from the wrong place, of course, not from the control layer. And okay, it moved, but then I wasn't able to reset, so there you go. This is why I'm not very comfortable with this Blender swapping that retains the previous pose. It can cause, certainly it has practical use, but it can cause several problems sometimes, like this one. Alright, so we're back to the armature thing. We can hide that. Então, a próxima peça de roupa, vamos fazer essas calças ou não sei como seria, leggings. Translate, traduzir. Leggings. Perneiras. Polainas. Alright, são as perneiras, as polainas. Polainas acho que é mais popular. Perneira parece uma coisa de armadura. It looks like the other leg is appearing from this view, so there's might be something also that did not reset properly. So no problem, folks. Talvez mais uma coisa que não resetou direito da animação, mas não tem problema. Vamos para a próxima. Nesse caso aqui, eu acho que vou ser obrigado a fazer uma técnica de... que eu não vou modelar em cima disso. Seria muito desperdício de tempo. I think it doesn't work to model on top of the clothes in the case of skin tight clothes. So I'm in this case I'm just gonna procure a straightforward solution. So just the same way I did the other type, except that I'm gonna, on top of the extrusion, então eu vou usar a técnica que eu vim usando inclusive para as outras polainas dessa personagem, só que é bem simples, claro, a gente só seleciona isso, tem vários tutoriais apontando para isso, e a gente pega até onde quiser, no meu caso acho que pode ser até aqui, e aí, será que um pouco mais até? Isso vai bem em cima, mas aí eu posso, vamos pegar um pouco mais aqui, let's go until here and then we start to subtract from that. So there's small trouble doing that because some attributes will be copied and we must be very careful about that. So Shift D, P, selection. So now it's agora mesh object. Eu posso já aproveitar e talvez mudar o material, isso seria mais confortável para trabalhar. Então aqui eu já poderia talvez colocar uma leather, embora isso vai ficar repetitivo, mas já dá resultados, né? Aqui, obviamente, eu preciso fazer mais coisas do que isso. Eu preciso... não existe nenhum objeto para eu reunir aqui, então eu não vou juntar isso com uma outra pedaço caso eu estivesse refazendo. Então eu estou reusando um objeto que não deu, que eu estou corrigindo, retaking, né? So in this case I have no object to join this into the object because I'm not retaking the other sci-fi as I used to do the sci-fi legging. So I'm not joining this into the other and using parts of the mesh that what interests me. So instead what I'm doing here is that let's hide this or disable. This is becoming this let's move it to the mesh cloth fantasy. So this will become cloth fantasy leggings. I'm not satisfied with that color. I think that color should be a black thing, darker color. So I think let's try to do something about this coat. Because it has some shininess, so but it's not what I want. It works though, but it's not. Do I have any other? The problem is that I don't have any other material, I think, for a shame, because rubber, what is that? No. Metal, of course, this metal was, it sort of works, but it's also not that. Skin, no, certainly not those things. And synthetic, no. Although, so currently I could work on shading, but I'm not really into shading right now. There's some time. Some lipstick, a darker color, but no, this is just for some plain stuff. This brings some pattern to can be cool, but no, it's not what we need. We can get easier results of that with the what is that? The name coat, right? Okay, so let's leave this for now. Oh, what I could do is change the base color of that, basically. So let's go on this and get to the shader editor. I could make perhaps coat 2. Can I do that from here? Uh, Apparently, if there is a way to do that, yes. So coat dark. So that would be, yeah, we can play with some, we can give some glossy mix maybe. Shader, glossy, so there's this thing we need to find. Backman, well, nothing changed really here significant, so by default is, I think it was that. Alright, so roughness and isotropy. Now let's leave it by default. Rotations, I'm not sure. Rotation of the anisotropy, I don't see anything. Maybe it requires more interactions, so here we can have something like that. Okay, that's good, but maybe we can add just some mix shader. Maybe that helps to no, this is not really helping. Yeah, this is not, I could just use this one, but I think the glossy, maybe it's better than what we have here to contribute. Yeah, there's little contribution, except that there's some glowing from the opposite side. That's slightly interesting, so maybe this is not that bad. So more colorful thing, slightly more complexity. This shining light, yeah, because I have some, it's some lighting that has that color that this one takes too much of that, so maybe it should try to blur this out. Oh, it's the metallic maybe? No. It's taking too strongly that input of the color. And the only way to reduce it, maybe to augment its roughness. But if I do that, then that particular reflection there doesn't play much role, and then Yeah, I see this building up reflection. But this is just one light, so I don't need to be using it. It's just a... Yeah, so what I could do perhaps just have this here. Reduce... Oh, this metallic. Yeah, I want some this thing. So okay, so enough play with that. We can accept this to start it, and now the thing is that now comes the difficult part. I have to change the mesh topology for it to adapt to these shapes. I have the model sheet here. I'm gonna save. I'll have to work first this topology. Well, yes, we can try to just cut, but this will be dangerous. But should I subdivide first this thing? The problem is that this has data from the original, so I think I can work with retopology on these faces without affecting, and then the subdivision surface modifier will come as it is coming right now for this object. Actually, there's a lot of stuff going on here. We don't want any of those. We want to, hold on, no drivers here. Okay, can delete safely. So there is this subdivision surface modifier, and of course it's fundamental for the smoothing out. Also what we need is a solidify modifier. So we'll make sure that this offsets outwards, so that has some slight thickness. Yes, fill only ring. 0 offset. We can grow its thickness like that. That sounds fine, although maybe it's very subtle, like that. Okay, so this cutting of geometry can be dangerous, but we're gonna try it. So I can save a backup, of course, so yeah, that should be smart. Let's save a backup, so there it is. We'll work on the first one, and let's try. So I don't want to apply this for now if I can avoid that. So we're gonna edit that like straight here, and we're gonna start cutting and see if we can okay, this is too strong now, and this is the case where opacity, yeah, thickness, opacity, I know what is this about. So right now let's make some cuts. So let's try to just cut through I think this. We don't want exactly the center, or does it not matter? Wait, something went wrong here. So here is skin, so this means that I need, yes, I went until there. Yes, I can use exactly this edge here, or maybe more. Yeah, it goes more. So let's try from here. they are gonna meet here. That didn't cut, or did that? It cut behind. Alright, so it's not cutting where I want, so let's try to reach that and whatever. So here I'm gonna change this material to skin. It produces problems because of course the solidify modifier. So let's turn off this for a moment. No? Yeah, so this is causing serious problems to the rigging. As expected that something horrible like that could happen. So maybe I need to subdivide this first. Subdivision is coming there, but unfortunately, so let's trash this out. Let's get this duplicate. Let's work. So I'll keep the solidify, but I'll apply the cannot be applied with shape keys. Okay, the shape key got imported, right? Let's get rid of this. This can cause small complications. This came from the face of the object data from the original mesh object. So here, let's apply this. This is the backup. This is so now. Let's enable this. Let's try to make these cuts from here. So now there are more subdivisions regarding the hold on, this is bad for what? Oh, I should hide this. Maybe this is better. I barely see the... If I draw this better, it would be slightly easier, but that's okay. We just need to check here. Okay, let's try that to start with. Let's make sure that it doesn't cut. Yeah, the cut is correct. So let's try now. There are seams, I guess. Clear seam. No? Oh, that's okay, normal stuff. Topology, it doesn't know how to recognize these face loops with all these cuts. So we can try here. Of course, subdivision is, the solidify is on, but it's not very powerful. We can probably avoid many artifacts through this, but it seems that this creates complications indeed. Let's complete this. So here is where I don't actually have the here I don't actually have the side, right? So it's hard to make sure what I wanted here. So without the side model sheet, so let's just try to it would be easier if I could hide the other side. Yes, I can, but I think I can work like that. So the next step would be to, because I'm not sure if this is just wave painting. Next step that could help in here is to we could try already this for this part. So there are in this material here, all the surrounding here, there is vertices that can be part of a special vertex group, which is a modifier solidify anti-leggings. What does that mean is that I want to invert, maybe it's not, maybe this wave paint must not be, that should be wave paint manually. There are waves here sharing, this is very bad. Crossing, so, but we can check that if we get here on targets solidify anti-leggings, then I get an invert, and this means that whatever is not this, the maximum waves will affect anything that is not this. So this means that if we augment this, yeah, it's a bit chaotic, so it is not, we don't have enough subdivisions, so, but that's the idea, so this is working. What I needed to do is to make sure that, yeah, this have been followed by certain, maybe I need to create a zone of smoothing, right? So be like in which, yeah, that created already some problems in the mesh and it disaligns stuff, but that's maybe not too critical. So inwards because I saw that the wave painting were not working properly there. Yeah, we can cross that, it's fine. Ugly but fine. Since, and there is here something, yeah, budge here. So the idea would be that this will be the transition of the wave painting of the modifier, and that will allow this stuff not to cross wildly. It will create distinction. So here also we need to create this, and alright, so here there is some resistance. Okay, let's try this. Nope. How am I gonna do that? Okay, let's try that, and we'll fix that later. I mean later, we'll fix that now. Merge its center. There we go. So one remaining connection. There should be easier way to do that, but the idea here, and maybe it won't work in the end. So so maybe I should end up making this a complete different challenge of more high poly. It's not necessarily a thing of so now I need to try to get all these ones. Yes, and get them a very, yes, this is looping properly. Let's try to give this a change the wave painting right from this selection. So I'm gonna wave paint this as set waves, Control X to something like that, Control X, no? Okay, I need this, Control X. Oh, we see that some vertices are okay. So for some reason there are some wrong selections, crazy selections there. Okay, let's 0, Control X, set waves here, don't need that, don't use this. We select all, and whatever we're gonna wave paint manually, just taking off subtract rate. So why, yeah, here, whatever will be. We could also select these vertices on edit mode, and what's happening here? Looks like something is odd is happening there. Oh no, this is just some, no, I don't know what's that. It's like there's no waves there. Am I wave painting on the opposite side for some stroke, fall off? No, not projected, that's fine. Oh, this was a mistake. So maybe I need more of this, or maybe these edge ones should be actually instead of transitional, they could be completely so you can go to the so let's try this instead. And expand this selection maybe? No, not expand, just this is so annoying, but yes, important is that it can work. So here, alright, then I go here, we can set waves here to maximum, because this is the inversion. We check again. Alright, so now the problem is that the invert of this, there are still some wrong stuff there. Like, for some reason this got paint. I need to erase this. Oh, we can do this manually here, much easier. So let's pick this, the outer edges, which are much simpler. Good, so many things to simplify then. Wave paint, and so Control X, whatever, mix, there we go. So this should be it. We could also give this an intermediate value, so more to the negative. So there's starts to get dipping, so we could also, but the interpenetration still is true, and this is something, of course, that with all this different geometry. But if I could make some sort of transparent texture for that, that would be with inverted normal, something like that. So many ideas. Maybe this shouldn't be done with mesh topology, it creates too much so thinking what would be smarter here. Offset, maybe offsetting. This is a very time-consuming workaround with this. I mean, this thing that I'm trying to do. So, what another thing that I thought? What about the another subdivision surface? No, it doesn't seem to after the solidify. No, before doesn't matter. It's just doesn't collaborate. So it's very difficult. Strangely, it was completely fine before I started handling this, even though or it is just an impression. So I can still save here as leave this as a work in progress, but here was the original. Yeah, the original was seamless, and it has the subdivision on, and it has, we could try to apply this, the subdivision, and no, it's applying the subdivision doesn't mess things up. So changing the mesh topology is really destructive for no. Okay, oh, of course, it's because by deleting the faces, something happened to that mesh. That's okay, this is curious thing. So of course changing the mesh topology, but yeah, it was completely disrupted, right? So there's the idea of creating still those, instead of touching the, creating this as a texture that would create some transparency. That seems to be perfectly feasible with shading, like some it will be some glass, and then the solidify would no, I need some normal to make the solidify. So maybe instead of solidify I should use that with some other feature. So let's see how this deforms anyway. So I think this is apparently this deforms incredibly well, and I'm not sure what is responsible for that. Usually the other approach I did to this kind of skin tight rigging were causing massive problems. Of course it's lagging horribly. This is probably because of the subdivision surface modifier on, no, in part of because of the, are we on EV? I think yes, EV. So if I turn off, yeah, let's simplify. This subdivision is okay, it's just as the original one. Subdivision, simplify, still struggle to remember where this is. Okay. Alright, so I fail to understand why sometimes I try to rig skin tight clothes and they just don't do this. Like this is seamlessly done, and the, well, must say that the skin, it is exactly the same mesh, so of course with just the same subdivision and solidify it should be seamless, so no mystery here, right? But as soon as I start to change the geometry that and the topology that is right into the type like I was doing, then things start to get messy. It's like I need to create stuff, yeah, try not to, yeah, so this idea of cutting with false cutting, right, should be the way to go. Why is this color different? I don't get it. It's like this thing is using some texture. looks like it is using some texture from that material. Let's check it out. And I think that's enough for the clothes. That's not enough, but that's for now. This should be good. So where's the what I just created is coat dark. So the coat has this. No, this is compositor. Nothing to do. All right. Shader editor. So there should be some. This looks like it comes from the skin. Maybe some UV corrections. Yeah, strange. It was not even active, so why this is working here? So let's delete this. These are stuff from the skin. Alright, let's see how that looks if we try to mix some clothes from sci-fi and bad idea, right? But we are progressing, right, folks? So this is at least a good point. I think I'll do the invisible thing because the rigging here is very complicated for this stuff, and I think if I mess those vertex groups, the wave plane relations, that will be the positioning, right, of the mesh. It's too complicated. And this is just, by the way, the character design there. This is a skin tight thing that is so that there's no volume in it particularly, not any accessory or like that. So it's just, I need to make it invisible on like an invisible brush. This is my work researching right now, folks. Yeah, so because I have to cut even from here, and then I wouldn't have a solution for the mesh. It will necessarily have to cut the mesh, and that will disrupt the wave painting. So yeah, I need to revise lots of stuff here. Yeah, so just the cloak addition. So the cloak is the most similar element, I think. Maybe I can just, yeah, just as the cloak boots I can duplicate. The glaive I will turn into a long sword for the medieval version. And so here, alright folks, let's ignore that attempt. Let's go back here to the idea is how to make I know how to do this. I've done it in another project of sci-fi, but this is, it will be using a texture. So the texture image must map some sort of glass thing. Ok, eu tenho que usar uma transparência na textura, na image texture, a própria textura de imagem, não a textura procedural, para como referência. O problema é que para criar essas coisas de vidro é super meio complicadinho. Não é difícil, mas tem muitas etapas. E eu sei que até tem mexendo nos menus aqui de materiais genéricos. Isso aqui mexer em toda a estrutura do projeto. Algo como transparent, não é tanta coisa na verdade. Blend mode, alpha clip, alpha blend. Okay, maybe it's this one, I'm not sure. So then a glass material on EV, how does a transparent thing. So this, where is the here? So I need a texture image which I don't have to map this. Probably we need to UV texture that first, so should be simple. So we make a test, right? Let's make a test. So UV, yeah, let's whatever, let's cut that appropriately. So could be from here. So mark seam, yeah, that should be enough. Then I see there are other stuff going on, so let's use tools, active tools, no, item transform, let's zero this out. Alright, so unwrap, let's get to see vertical split, shift F10, the UVs, alright. Then image texture, shift F10, let's create a new ×2. That's copy paste here. I think that this can also do. Yeah, not working. So okay, it was 2048. Yeah, but you know, you saw what I did there. Then this is transparent, so leggings, Polinus transparency, alpha, whatever, blank generated. Alright, and then let's try to create some. So then with texture paint, and let's try to do it directly here with the something is wrong happening now. I haven't seen that before. So it's starting to break over time. It has a limited lifespan. I don't know, folks, very bizarre. Do nada começou a aparecer aqueles problemas ali embaixo, não sei o que é. Sem sentido, talvez, desde que eu... realmente é interpenetração, né? Não é um brilho. So, I need here to... how do I get it? Is the... sorry, I'm confused now what is the thing I have to do. Oh yes, texture paint. So, but for this, so I'm gonna bring a. Just, I'm not sure which will be the order of doing that. So I'm gonna. Just bring the maximum white here, so white is not it is UV unwrapped. Oh, I'm the wrong texture. It's here. Oh, damn, it need to be on text and paint. Yeah. And we need to be on paint here. I'm already on texture paint, so. Oh, there is no. Of course. There is no texture here. So we need to get the shader image texture. Faltou, obviamente, image texture. Trazer legs transparent. Then agora tem que Shift T, não, Ctrl T, que essa coisa daquele add-on Node Wrangle, Ctrl T para gerar isso a partir dessas automações de mapeamento. Node Wrangle add-on, it's inbuilt, já vem pronto no Blender, é só instalar, é só ativar. Alright, oh, protect that for now. That can go to color rating. No, this is a different thing, so this goes to FAC, but we do not. We need a glass transparent. I'm not sure, but let's try. What does that do? Of course, so if I color ramp, was it like that? I can check on other, so at least I know there's the color ramp thing. So color ramp, texture, gradient, vector, sash, inverter, color ramp. So it's a color input that goes color ramp, and this is not the way to go. It needs a mixer. The mixer shader, mix shader, so it's like here. And this, yes, the color ramp here, so it will affect, so depend on the fact is dark of or white or black or white, it will do both, provide we have texture. Então isso vai gerar um ou outro dependendo de, claro que nada vai aparecer aqui porque por algum motivo todo. Seria melhor eu ter, tá, vou salvar aqui, seria bom eu ter as anotações aqui, cadê elas? Looks like I've lost the annotations. No, they are here. Oh, just... Ok, elas estavam... Tem um keyframe aqui de anotações, por isso que... Estava atrás no timeline. Aqui, claro, tem umas incoerências, mas ali dá pra ver mais ou menos o que está acontecendo. Alright, so this doesn't need to be perfect. I think this is the way to go, of course. Yeah, so because rigging is so complicated, it works creating solutions often. It works creating solutions that can bypass rigging issues, rigging problematics. This means that in this case, for example, shape keys is another of those situations that can sort, although shape keys can be considered rigging. What I mean by that is that the corrective shape keys method, for example, or just shape keys in general, they bypass armature deforms. It's not the same path. So what that does is that they can just ignore some rigging problems. They are built on top of the or in another dimension, and so that is what makes them valuable. Então o que eu estou dizendo é que rigging às vezes é tão complicado que qualquer solução que consiga passar por cima, quer dizer, ignorar, passar do lado, sabe, de problemas de rigging, sobretudo de armature deform, né, deformações via armadura, daí essas soluções acabam sendo muito valiosas porque elas, por exemplo, aqui eu não vou precisar cortar a malha que vai destruir o wave painting e tudo mais, tecnicamente deve ser possível conseguir fazer esse efeito, só que claro, eu não entendo nada dessa coisa aqui, então vai ser complicado, mas eu só preciso revisar onde é que eu fiz um flat repeat generated. Tecnicamente essa área ali podia ser qualquer coisa, ela tem que... Então, a área em branco, tecnicamente isso tem que ser vidro. Teria que... Mas não está funcionando por algum motivo. So, let's see. We can try to exchange this for something else, just to see if the build is effective. Let's try, I don't know, transparent. I saw something like shader transparent, maybe that's transparent BSDF. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so apparently they changed the gloss, the glass thing. Or was I using glass or gloss? No, it was glass, ok. Então eles simplificaram. Vamos só inverter isso aqui. Yeah. Of course, there is something about the thing that is odd. It is predictable because of the solidify modifier. We need to create this from the texture itself. That means normal. E aqui eu não sei se vai dar certo. Vertex group não aceita Não aceita textura. Doesn't accept texture right there, I think. Material offset. I have no idea about those things. Maybe there's something about this complex materials, normals, put vertex group. No, this is very mesh reliant apparently, so boundary. Yeah, so I'm not sure, não tenho certeza se tem como resolver tudo que o Solidify resolve, but we'll try. Basically it will be a bump thing that needs to attach to this one, so or to bolts maybe, yeah, so or maybe it comes later. No, it needs to go in this part anyways, so or maybe just this. No. This must go into not sure if this will work. Height. This has oh yeah, I need to map the bump, so this will be the same as I would have forgotten this. Eu esqueci isso aqui. Wait, por que eu tô fazendo isso? Só puxar de novo aqui. Height, que é a altura. Agora ele vai estar em sincronia supostamente. Mas não parece que está funcionando. Não parece que está fazendo nada especial. Talvez esteja esquecendo alguma coisa. Maybe I'm forgetting something. I knew some people get some maths to improve, but it doesn't. Maybe normal. No, this is not the case. Displacement. Object space, world space, no, object space, whatever. I see nothing. This is hold on. No, this is for the. Could it be that it needs to be that? No. No. Eu devo estar esquecendo algo básico e eu tinha um elemento aqui para comparação, então vamos ver. Bom, a transparência deu certo, o que não está dando certo é a questão de registro aqui então é no material da pele que eu tenho um sistema de... Não, sim, algum lugar aqui, se é que eu já não... Aqui. Height invert stream. And this goes to whatever. Direto o texture, low strain, height. Alright, let's try something like that. So maybe it's because this texture is not matching here. So it's not getting combined effect, so it doesn't match. It cannot compare. Not this. No, now I have no idea, must keep checking, but even if it was working, the interpenetrations that occur here, maybe this won't solve, maybe geometry knows, maybe, or we should just try to do as it is like that, right, with minimum, yeah, so there's another way, perhaps, if I get this inwards, inside. No, it refused to go inside, so I'm gonna offset. Maybe we could do something about this, but yeah, quite a compli... Wait, what happened? No, just impression. Wait, no, it is working. Hold on. What happened there? So I got an offset of 0 and I... Oh yeah! So is this because of this? No. What? Why this is... Oh, the glass. Uma ideia que eu não tinha pensado. Yeah, I haven't thought about that, but of course, because it's a transparent material, I can get... yeah, it floats, but let's see. if I make this grow like yeah, there's some issues, but if I get this grow more, like it's still, yeah, what it is doing, that it will grow outside, all the mesh is growing, but the transparent part is not growing, so it will find itself, well, it is growing but it's not showing, and so it sort of fixed the problem. So we don't need bump, we don't need that, and we don't need, yeah, we just need this. And there is this imperfection though, this is something that the Solidify cannot get into, but we can reduce this thing by just getting, yeah, so it's skin tight, so it's not like this this lack of contact will be even thickness. Can this, maybe this at this time would, yeah, so it becomes this thin stuff that we cannot control, but there is, this should be enough, and maybe slightly more, 0.025, yeah, let's try this. And so we're gonna just wave paint this with crazy patterns. So this is the way to go, right folks, is the combination of this with this and whatever, yeah. Essa é uma maneira interessante de fazer, é misturar a texture, imagem de textura com textura de imagética com textura procedural. As duas técnicas combinadas dá para fazer muito mais coisas interessantes. So here there is this, so you could use the same pattern here for perhaps the underwear, although I don't have this, but you have something similar. So if I go to, let's check, no, I wouldn't solidify all the body for transparency. No, this is not the same case. This is a mesh object, this is not. So this has its own, isso aqui é um objeto extra, isso aqui não, isso aqui faz parte da textura da roupa. Só que se eu tiver aqui underwear fac, na realidade tem uma textura aqui que é texture fac dirty, isso aqui está desatualizado. Não sei, cadê? Ah, sim, claro. Isso aqui daqui tá tudo bagunçado. Shift F10. Yeah, this is all messed up. The gloves are here giant. I need to fix that probably. I'm not even sure how I'm able to work on that in these circumstances. Let's bring the hand here just for a moment. Yeah, the hand. So hide. Let's pick all that. Yeah. Select here. yeah, ideally I would have to UV unwrap this thing again. This is the hand, by the way. Então, isso aqui está associado com essa malha, só que acho que está... Vamos ver como é que está a... Certo, então eu tenho isso, eu poderia tentar usar essa aqui, maybe I can still use this as a effect for some effects there. Let's try that, because unless this is still precise, no, I've made changes to that, so let's try this out. So let's mute that. Oh, this is being active, so what is this doing? It's going fac more skin shader or more underwear shader, okay, which brings this, and this brings this, a mesma coisa, exceto que isso aqui principal e esse aqui é ok. Então isso aqui que vai está criando nessa área, mas é uma área que precisa ser atualizada. Aqui tem coisa de aquela outra lá em cima tem que ser atualizada, ok. Então tem uma coisa aqui afetando, então isso aqui na verdade só para dizer que isso é o... Cadê o bump? Fuck. Ah, sim, tá faltando um bump, não tá? Color ramp, não, bump não, color ramp. So white would affect something, I'm not even sure right now, but it doesn't matter. I need to revise this thing, but we don't need this is, I'm gonna delete because I'm not using this anymore. The gloves are not gonna make part of this, just make things more complicated. And we're gonna, the easiest way to see how this work would be to have something affecting, so if this metal affects this, okay, so very strong effect. So let's see. More dark seems less effect. That area, that area is not good to visualize. I think this area is part of the white, so Okay, that should be like that. The white is the last, and it creates is this one. So more white, more of this bump thing. Que também está associado a isso aqui. Alright, so yeah, so apparently we lack this bump. Maybe I should put it inside that. Makes sense. Can I push it inside there? Yes. Oh, this we don't need to. Just delete, 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 delete. So just this is confusing. So right, how to get this to be readable? Okay, so this affects both of these. This is the first, this is the second. And so this is the white. E esse é o preto. O que está preto fica assim, o que está branco fica assim. No factor. Então isso afeta tipo disso a isso. And here it doesn't matter what is the value. Alright, folks. Então, pessoal, é isso aí. Um pouco de shading no final das contas, mas por causa dessa técnica a gente conseguiu finalmente criar algo que é o mais perto de funcionar sem afetar o rigging. Então, eu acho que está satisfatório. Yeah. First time I did something like that. Eu já fiz coisas com transparência, mas coisas sci-fi, e isso tá... Claro, vamos trabalhar essas formas, né, para ficar tipo isso. Aí fazer um model sheet lateral e depois também continuar fazendo isso. Então, okay, so this is satisfying, folks, and I think that's good work for this character design, the clothes, magic fantasy medieval clothing for this character, and we have done not even halfway, but this was a particularly interesting challenge, and then there would be more challenge to come. The cloak would be like straightforward because I have a solution for it. This probably you need physics for this one, and that part perhaps, no, at least this part. So this will be also slightly challenging. We will have perhaps to create wiggle bounds here to solve that, but I think that is under control now. I know how they work. They are not lagging my work, and these will be a bit difficult to design. Yeah, the skirt, big problem. So expect big problem there, but by the sequence I'm doing, it should be the next one. We already have starting to get good results on the outer skirt physics, so maybe we can solve this time finally. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Valeu, pessoal, até a próxima, e vamos continuar fazendo isso. Nessa série, claro, tem outras séries de live stream. Uma está sendo de animação 3D, outra está sendo de, agora comecei essa de indumentária, só criando essas adicionais de outro universo paralelo, usando os mesmos modelos. O mesmo modelo é o único que eu tenho por enquanto. E uma outra que eu estou criando personagem from scratch, né? Personagem model sheet que eu fiz hoje, inclusive. Então, é isso, pessoal. Até mais. Um abraço, tudo de bom para vocês. Falou. See ya, folks. Happy blending. Take care.